Hey everybody, welcome to Build Something Live. I hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday. I am so a lot's happening this morning. First of all, I announced on all of the social media that my wife and I are expecting our third child in December. So we'll have 2 under 2. That'll be a lot of fun. If thanks Todd coming in hot. First comment of the day. Thank you. We're very excited. It was a shock. I like quoting, I guess then Senator Palpatine. It was a surprise, but a welcome one to be sure. So, So we're really excited about that. Thanks, Robert Jacoby. Thanks for joining, and thank you for the congratulations. It'll be 2 under 2. It'll be a lot of fun. So there was that. I posted that on social media, and that is, if you're looking for social media engagement, that's the way to people love baby announcements, I guess. So there's that, and then I've been working on my LinkedIn learning course, my next one, and that is due next week. So I've been writing a lot of PHP code, and I was troubleshooting that before getting on here. I was going to work on that in the live stream, but I don't want to, I don't want to give away any of the content. It is mine. It is mine in the fact that I'm making it, but I'm doing it for LinkedIn Learning, and I don't want to, we have a launch plan and things like that. But I did write in the newsletter, if you're a subscriber, I wrote in the newsletter about how I've been a little bit frustrated with my project management stuff. I tweeted this last week, and I'm worried I made it seem like I'm unhappy with the client work. I'm very happy with the client work. I am unhappy with my processes because I now feel like I have too many clients. Usually I can keep one or two in my head, and I have kind of a list of projects that I'm working on the whiteboard behind me. But now I've got a lot and a couple of big ones, and I need to manage that differently. And so I want to go through automating some of that. So before we dive into that, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, follow me, I guess. Maybe it's subscribe over there too. And if you're watching on Facebook, I make these public, but if you want to be my I make these public. I friend only really people I know personally over on Facebook. So follow me on Twitter or on YouTube. YouTube is the best place to do it. I also have super chats and super stickers enabled in YouTube. So if you want to support this channel directly, you can super chat or super sticker me, and you can watch my lights blink, whatever color based on the pledge. Always appreciated. One last note is that these live streams are no longer available after the stream ends. They are only available to members. So you can sign up for my membership over at buildsomething.club. It's $5 a month or $50 a year. And you'll get access to the live stream archive, which I'm currently building to make as a good resource. But you'll also get ad-free extended episodes of how I built it. And I have a lot of big plans for the community that I'm really excited about. AMAs and networking events and things like that. So buildsomething.club, $5 a month or $50 a year. Get 2 months free. Okay, enough with all of the shameless promotion. Let's get into the main event, the reason that you are all here. I'll put my head in the bottom right until it gets in the way. So I have a couple of plans here. Let me turn up the music so that just a little bit until, in case I'm like thinking about something. Of course, if you are joining in the stream, say hello in the chat. If you have any questions, post them. Let me know where you're coming from. And things like that. Let's have a happy chat going here. I am using Restream.io and Restream.io's chat app. So I can post, I think, everywhere except Facebook. All right. Hello. Oh, gosh, notification center's going crazy over here. Todd, digging the emoji man. Stefan, I hope I'm saying that right. Stefan, thanks for joining on YouTube. I appreciate that. Okay, so I have a couple of processes that I would like to automate. So just to, let's see, I think I can, I'm already like exposing information here. So, oh, good. Yeah, no email addresses here. So one of the things that I do for my podcast is I automate a lot of my podcast, but I automate the creation of the thumbnails with Airtable and Zapier. So I will add the guest's photo, and then I will add a check mark for create cover, and then a request will be sent to Design Pickle. So this is one of the things that I want to do for my YouTube videos, and you might be wondering, it's YouTube videos, is that like why? What does that have to do with client work? But I am doing a lot of client production and things like that, and so all of this will help. And I've already kind of started that, so I might get to that later. But the first thing I want to set up is, that's like a live CRM. Okay. So let's add a I guess a current, like a projects board. I'll look at the templates. If you're unfamiliar with Airtable, I'm a huge fan of Airtable. Actually, why don't we do this? So, do I have an Airtable affiliate link in Text Expander? Airtable. I don't. But I'm a huge fan of Airtable. I use it for a whole bunch of things: client management, project management. And so project tracker, this is probably like the fact that it's called a tracker is probably like a home. Oh no, software, local business, great. Name, category, complete, project, images. The problem with these templates is they're usually more than I want when I start. So I said maybe I'll try a template, but what I really meant was I'm just going to start from scratch. So we'll call this projects. Make it orange, why not? And sure, icon, a charty icon, sure. Okay, so name, we'll do project name. We'll do contact name, single line of text. Contact email. And part of the reason, so this is probably going to expand a little bit beyond what I'm thinking right now, but my plan of action here is to, gosh, the iPad would probably be a really good tool for this, to draw things out, but whatever. What I'm thinking at first, right, start small, is anything that comes through either hello sign or Stripe, right, because those are the two places where I have new projects starting up. Anything that comes through hello sign or Stripe, the information gets sent to this Airtable. That way I have a list of at least active projects. Eventually, what I would also like to do is I do a lot of sponsor outreach. And at our Zapier meetup recently, I host a Zapier, it's not what I wanted. Meetup is what I wanted. I host a Zapier meetup with James Rose and Maddie Osman. And there we are. Our most recent event was how to run your agency mostly on autopilot with Andrew Davison. And he was great. I don't know if you can actually sign up for this now to get the replay, but he ran through a whole bunch of automations and it's bonkers like what he does. He's a Zapier expert. And so he'll like parse through all of his email and look for keywords and then add things to Airtable based on that. But it really leveled with me because I use Airtable and Zapier a lot as well. And so that is useful information to me. So I'm keen to try this out. So the first thing will be kind of hello sign and Stripe, because those are definite things that I don't need to do a whole lot of parsing on. But eventually, like when I do sponsor outreach or when a new sponsor comes in through my sponsor form or email. So I do have a sponsor form, but most people don't fill that out. Most people email me directly. And what I'm thinking for that is when I respond with my canned sponsor response, I'll search for that text in the sent email, add that information to Airtable. But for now, project name, contact email, notes, attachments, and status. Again, this will probably change, but we'll say initiated. What a terrible word. But that's okay. Initiate. I was going to say either contract signed or paid, but that's not accurate. I mean, it could be accurate, but anyway. Initiated and then kicked off discovery. I could probably update this too, based on SavvyCal. So SavvyCal comes in, I grab the date of the meeting, and then once that date's passed, I can. Oh, so actually maybe I want two here, right? Kickoff scheduled. We'll say kickoff scheduled, which I can definitely grab through SavvyCal. Or Calendly or whatever. And then kicked off would be post meeting. And then I'll just have those three statuses for now. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I think when it comes to automating, you want to start small. You don't want to think of every use case right at the beginning, because you'll probably never build any automations, and it's going to be really hard to test that. So this will be kind of like first start small as things, this is an iterative process. So last modified, created date, perfect. Last modified, also that. And then what I'd probably like to do is some sort of thing to remind me to follow up. But again, I could probably manage that through Zapier. Okay, so let's call this active projects, and then we will create an empty table. Actually, we'll make a exact copy of this, duplicate. And we'll call this archived projects. And then here we'll have another status. See, we're already iterating. Launched or abandoned. Which is, sad to think about, but sometimes people disappear, can't finish it. So we'll have launched and abandoned, and then when a status gets set to those, I don't have the criteria in my head for that yet, but when a status gets set to that, we can move it to the archived table. And then we'll create another one called prospects. Well, and again, probably make a copy of archived. Okay, so actually, let me delete this. Let me get all the statuses ready here. So launched, abandoned. We'll call this potential. All right, so this is kind of like a pseudo sales as well. A soupy sales. Okay. Duplicate, active. We'll call this one archive. Archive. And then we'll duplicate this again. Todd, I see your question. It's a good one. And then we'll call this prospects. Okay, so Todd asks, why Airtable over Google Sheets or even Monday.com? Airtable over Google Sheets is an easier question, and that is Google Sheets is just spreadsheets, more or less. I mean, you can do a lot of automation with Google Spreadsheets, and I've had guests on my podcast who would say it's not just spreadsheets, but Airtable is databases. It's more like a database than Google Sheets is. So I could have like a relational database here, right? If I had a separate CRM base here, I could add a reference or an ID to a different link to another record. Here we are. So I could, link to another record in one of these other tables. So that's why I like Airtable. Airtable also seems to have more automation capability. Not so much with Zapier. There's a lot through Zapier, but there's also a bunch I pay for it. So, if you pay for it, you can have other integrations, apps, and automations. So I just think it's a lot more powerful than Google Sheets. Monday.com, I just never, because I was using Airtable for other things, and again, I can kind of, I forget how I stumbled upon Airtable, but I was using it for how I built it, mostly content ideas. I use it to manage my tasks with my VA, so it's like there's like a Kanban board view here so that we could see everything that she's working on. And so I can add potential tasks, move them over. When I move them over, she gets an email when it's assigned to her, and then I get an email when it's moved into ready for review. So I like it because there's like the Kanban board view and it's like a database. Monday, I just said I've never used Monday.com, but I shouldn't say that. I used it when I was working with Sean Hesketh and Brian Richards at 101 Videos. And it's just I was already using Airtable by the time I found out about Monday.com, and I like evaluating new tools, but I don't want to fall into the trap of just trying a bunch of new project management tools and not actually managing my projects. And that's what I covered in the newsletter. And I did publish a blog post today about that, kind of in preparation for the live stream. So, I want to use tools I'm already using because those are going to be the ones that work for me. So I just realized that this is not going to post to Facebook. But it's the latest blog post. Might be the one I share in GoWP next week. But if it's not tools I'm already using, then I'm probably not going to use it. And I am in Airtable, Zapier, and Craft every day, and Craft will come into this. Well, I can't say that. Craft doesn't have any automation yet. But hopefully Craft will come into this process soon. Yeah, I don't think it has any automation. Or like a way, even if I could like send notes to my inbox. Right? Because even if I could like email, yeah. So I can't create the project in Craft yet, but that'll be mostly for notes. So, okay, so I have this base called projects. So let's go to the Zapier side. That's a great question though, Todd. Thank you for that. Okay. Might have started this Zap already. So you can kind of see, maybe I'll bigify this for you. You can see some of the stuff I've got already. And then again, if I open Craft, I do have automation, a bunch of automation ideas here. Click up to Airtable is another one. So right now, I should also say, like right now I'm using Things for my task management, and Things is beautiful. But Things is a walled garden. Things and OmniFocus both. Like you can email into Things, but you can't create projects or anything like that. So Onboard invite. So here are where my notes are, where my notes live. Hello sign / contract, add to Airtable, add to toggle. I had like a moment of wanting to time track there, I guess. Tips, ask them to repeat what I said to make sure they understand. Oh, I don't know why that is there. I mean, this is good advice for managing a VA, right? Making sure being especially an ESL VA. My VA is in the Philippines. So, you know, this process has made me working with my VA smooth sailing. She's doing a great job. We just had a 6-month check-in, and I'm going to give her some more challenging tasks and some more hours, and just great stuff. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I must have pasted this in the wrong spot. I was also wondering if I should hire... I said American assistant, but that was like code for someone who's more autonomous, and I just picked America because if I'm going to hire in my country, give someone in my country a job. I'm not there yet. I hope to be there soon. Anyway, so onboard process is what I have written down. Send Loom video for onboarding. Welcome. So this would be great if I could automatically do this based on the project. You know, like a little welcome page. Hey, thanks for signing up. Here's how the process is going to work. We won't do that for right now, though. But here's just a perfect example of the automation I was telling you about. That this is like these are the things that I don't want to worry about. A newer updated record in Airtable. Only continue if photo exists and create cover is true, and then send a request to Design Pickle. So let's see here. Update Airtable when new episode is edited. Oh. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked right now. But this, I think, yeah. I have this set up so that when my wife adds a shift to her calendar, it adds like a block of my schedule off because I have to pick up the kids. Why is that happening? Oh, okay. So I have it block off like from 3:30 on my schedule. Oh yeah, so here's the one I started. Okay, so Stripe. I need to make sure not to expose, actually. Let me look at me for a minute. I just want to make sure I don't expose like my client's information, like their email address or something like that. Which I totally will if I work on this. Let's see if I can find better test data. No. Okay. I will have to be careful. All right, so let me just set this to the gosh, the customer name and email show up a lot in the Stripe request. What doesn't show up all the time, which is frustrating, is the URL that the request came from, which is, again, it's frustrating because I thought this would be an easy check. If it's coming from Podcast Liftoff, it's a podcast product or service. If it's coming from my services shop, which is shop.casabona.org, that's currently being built out, I can treat these differently, right? And then if it's hello sign, I can treat it differently still. But apparently, whoops. Wow. A lot of people have opinions on how they discover new music. If you want to chime in, it's my latest question on Twitter. How do you discover new music? I just kind of look through Apple Music. I'm using Apple Music now. Okay, so the action that needs to be performed once something from Stripe comes in. And maybe I won't be too fancy about this right now. So we'll say create record, right? Because again, I want to test and I want to see how I use it, first of all. If it works for me, right? I don't want to invest a ton of work into something I'm not going to use. So first we'll pick the appropriate base. All about that base. Projects. Sorry. Projects. Active, right? Because but you know what? A lot of charges come in through Stripe that aren't necessarily projects. You know what? That's okay. It's not like I'm getting like thousands of orders a day. If I was, I'd probably hire somebody. Yeah, so good. Project name will be... Alright, sorry, I'm going to have to hide. Oh, you see me twice. I will have to hide a little bit of this because, again, I don't want... I don't want to expose information here. But I do... The product name comes through. So that will be the project name. Probably some good notes here that I'd want to include, like the description. What else could be included here? A description is probably adequate enough. No attachments. Status will... You're not going to let me... This is like not really compelling content because you're just kind of watching me think right now, and I'm sorry about that. Initiated. See, it's already a terrible name because I forgot it. Initiated is the status. Contact name. Contact email. Created. Okay. So we have the information here. We've got the client's email below. No. Click continue. And then I will test this. And I think I could hide... I can definitely hide the two fields now. And show you this. So it worked, right? We have the project name initiated, last created, and last modified. So the status we've actually kicked off. So this is a really good first step. I'm going to have a list of all of the projects that come in through Zapier. So we'll turn this on. Okay. Now I'm going to want to do the same thing. I guess let me make a folder here too, right? Because this is like a total disaster if I just keep adding stuff. So we'll call this project management. And again, this is like the first step of many. So where are we? I didn't even name it. Um, so we'll call this Stripe. How about we call this new project Stripe to Airtable. Splendid. And then can I just drag this? No. I would like to move this to project management. It's weird. Why? Why wouldn't you just show me a list of folders? Zapier. Okay. Anything else here? This is create. Okay, so this is actually for how I built it, so I'll move that there now. RSS to Evernote, that's like a social thing. Update. This is also for how I built it. Blogging, email capture. That's not really email capture. It's more like a social automation. That's all right. Finances. This is stuff. This is stuff that's turned on that doesn't need to be turned on. Or like this actually. This the create invoice in FreshBooks when new proposal is accepted in Newsy. That's a real good one. I'm really proud of this one. But I need to change it. I need to change it because I'm not using FreshBooks anymore. I moved to QuickBooks. After like 10 years, I feel like I've outgrown FreshBooks, which is a bummer because I've loved them for a long time. But like also like I don't know, whatever. This is not a bash on FreshBooks day. But FreshBooks is not equipped to sell products or productize services. Like FreshBooks is equipped for invoicing only. And people will say they're not. Oh, they've got the additional income. And I'm like, it's not useful. I can't generate reports based on products, for example. Okay, hard opinion of the day. Use the tool that works best for you and your business. All right. So I guess I haven't even checked to see if HelloSign. I just assume HelloSign is here. I'll be pretty bummed out if it's not, or if I have to like pay for like the next level. That frustrates me. I guess if it's like valuable enough for me though, right? Okay, so first let's see. New project. HelloSign to Airtable. Choose the app. Change this. HelloSign is here. Signature request signed. Yeah, boom. This is another situation where I might be exposing client information. The perils of doing something like this. Couldn't find a signed event. Okay, well this actually works. Yeah. Because now I can show you me building the whole thing. This actually works because then I know what I can appropriately name each contract, right? So choose app, Airtable, create record, choose account, setup. Okay. So here, project name would be I guess the title of the contract. Notes. Attachment could be the final copy URI or the signed URL. Great, great. Status initiated. Contact name. And contact email. All right, and then we will test this as well. But the test information is still there. That's so dumb. Okay. Retest action. All right, so let's see if that made it over. Great. Okay, so now delete that record. Now I have zaps for when either Stripe comes in or HelloSign is signed. And in HelloSign, I send my sponsor you know, I could probably generate an invoice here. Let's try that. Yeah, let's try that. I forgot what I was saying right before this. Yep, totally lost it. Oh yeah, so I can add sponsorships to the project table too. I can add a filter, right? That if the contract name is sponsorship or whatever, or IO or whatever, for insertion order, I can have it do something else. I pay for the Zapier level that has like the paths. But anyway, let's QuickBooks Online. Create invoice. So I think I probably need to do a let's see, customer. I wonder if there's probably not a company field here. So I'd have to do a search. I wonder if I could send a company field. Custom fields, right? So find the custom field. All right, so I can't quite do this step yet. Can't quite do this step yet. So I'll have to do that later. But with these two it'll be good. And then what I could probably do is yeah, maybe instead of hello sign, I could do invoice paid, right? Or maybe not. Maybe I have hello sign, create the invoice, and then when the invoice is paid, marked the project is paid, right? Because I guess I didn't really clearly define my use cases here, but Stripe to Airtable is for the products that people can buy on my website right now. So like you could go to shop.casabona.org and pay for an episode critique right here with Stripe using WP Simple Pay. And if someone does that, then that gets added to my project queue now. Hello sign is for the bigger projects, right? The kind of client acquisition projects where we go through a contract negotiation and etc. Which is also where the prospects could come in. But this will be mostly for managing email. So hello sign to project queue, Stripe to project queue. The last thing I'll do here is I'll give you a little insight into how I'm managing my YouTube videos. So, okay, BSL clip, project automation. And then this will be automation. Will be the topic, tags, automation, Zapier, project management, status. What's the status? Idea. But here I'll have this send an email to my editor, which I already have, right? Ready for edit. So send my editor the notes and everything when the status changes to ready for edit. And I could do the same thing for design pickle, though I can't do that in here. Right, so I can go back to Zapier. I will duplicate this and then move it to I guess I'll move it to home now, but I'll probably have another folder for YouTube videos. So copy, create YouTube thumb. How about request YouTube thumbnail from design pickle. So for this, the base would be YouTube videos, last modified. Oh gosh, I don't have a last modified field on here. This is the thing that you need to, when you're automating from Airtable, you need like a timestamped field so that Zapier will run every 2 or 5 or 15 minutes depending on whatever. and it will check the last modified time on all of these things to see if it should run the update. So refresh fields. Oh, well, first of all, I should probably change it to the right table. Last modified, limit view to grid view. I should probably, yeah, I'll create a new view here too. Okay. So yeah, we will limit the view here to design pickle. Carry on. Test the trigger. Great. Well, let's pick a different one actually. Only continue if choose field. So only continue if screenshot for thumb exists. And request thumbnail. Request thumbnail. That's here in this view. I probably need to Alright, so let me fill this in really quick. This will be the last thing I do. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so we've got screenshot, description. I'll check request thumbnail on this. And then let's Great. Yeah, so we want that. Only continue if. Request thumbnail is true. Zap would have continued. Create request. App account. Setup action. Zapier item ID. YouTube thumbnail 4. Grab the title. I'd like a YouTube thumbnail created for my next video, and then I can add the edit notes. Thumbnail notes, rather. And then please use the okay. And then I'll reference, they did create a couple of thumbnails for me. I can just reference that, give them a starting point. I think that would be good. And then excuse me. Okay, that'll be good. We'll see how this goes. Continue. give it the old test. There we go. So we'll turn that on, and now we have an automation. All right. I'll call it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get notified when I go live. It's usually every Wednesday at 11 Eastern Time. And if you want to see the archives, support this channel directly, and get a lot more content and join a fantastic community of builders, head over to buildsomething.club. You can sign up for just $5 a month. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, get out there and build something.